everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and today is All Things Altered, and we're working on another item for the All Things Altered junk journal. Today we're going to do a take on a belly band that I got the idea from Miss E over at Scrapbooking with Me, and I've done these before, but I changed it up just a little bit. I'm going to start with, I thought I had a stack here. I'll show you when we're there. Traditionally, this belly band, you can tuck stuff behind on your page, and then there's a pocket at the top that you can put a tag. I have added a journaling spot on the inside, on the end of the tag, just like this. So you can flip it open, and then there's lines for journaling. So, this is what we're going to make today. And I'm going to walk you through it. Now I'm going to leave the components out because I had to change this just a little bit this morning. So the measurements that I had written down are not right. So I'm going to remeasure as we go. But let's see what we start with. We start with a wide envelope. And where are my, because this part does not change. We're going to start with, maybe I am. The envelope, I believe, was 3 inches. You are going to need a 12 by 12 sheet of paper for this particular style, okay? Let me see if I can stretch this out just a little bit. So we're back. I had to move this when I did the fine tune for the ceramic cutter the other day, and so my camera needs to be all repositioned. Okay, so this outer part on your envelope is 3 inches by 6 inches. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Now I want to try and remember to leave this end open because on this one it's open on the left for a left-hand page. I want to make this one for a right. So we're going to start by cutting this 3 inches by 6 inches. So I'm going to cut the 6 inch off first, just like that. Now we're going to save these because I've got another idea for those. Those are going to become tuck spots next week. Okay, and then we want to cut this 3 inches. And what is in here? Alrighty then. I don't know where those came from. There are bits and pieces. I see double trouble, so we're going to leave that one there. Now remember, I want to leave this end open, and I need to be able to have the top open. So I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. Okay, just like that. And now I have my top, and I have my right end. And that's where you're going to have to make sure which end you cut off of as to whether you want to put it on a left-hand page so it has to be open here, or you do it on a right-hand page so it has to be open here because it has to pull away from your seam of your book. Okay, now this one I did with a blue background from that paper pack that I've been using for this. For this one, I thought I would do a green. So this one, again, we're going to cut this at 3 inches by 6 inches. And, you know, a lot of people just eyeball it. I don't. I have to measure. I've always loved math. I've always loved measuring things. And I was going to use mint macaron for this, but I think mint macaron's a little dark. I should have used something a little more green. But I'm using mint macaron from Stampin' Up! To distress my edge, give me a little pop of color. As you can see from my fingertips, I've also been dyeing this morning with the mint macaron. So I'm trying not to wear any more of it than I already have. And then we're going to glue this right on top of our envelope, okay? So we'll get the front done first, and then we'll do our tag book and our tag for the pocket. Okay? Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. The heat is something else today. Again. But it is summer. Okay, I want to make sure I get that. Now with the Tombow glue, I have just a little bit of room. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim that off because I don't want the white on there. I'm going to go ahead and just smush that down just a smidge and get rid of that white. And then I'll come back with my macaron and do that edge, just like that. Okay? Now, for the top of this, I decided I wanted to do the heart paper for this one. And I've got a green doily. So I'm going to start with, try not to create an avalanche over here. Let's see, what's this one? Yeah, that one's not going to be long enough. I need to do the longer one. And this part, now here's an alternative. Now I glued this one flat all the way down. You could leave this open at the top and create yet another pocket. But this one is 2 inches by the 6 inches. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this to 6 inches first. And then the 2 inches. Okay, just like that. Tuck those pieces away. I've got stuff over here. I just know things are going to slide. I can see it coming. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck away the papers I don't need. Get them out of the way. Okay, so there's those. And there's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this one too. Maybe I should have done Tempting Turquoise by the looks of the hearts on there. But my doily piece that I'm using is a lighter green, so we'll have some contrast. So now we're going to come back and we're going to glue this one right in the center, just like that. Now the reason I chose this one is because of the black and white lines on the inside. On the back side of it, it's going to be the coordinating for the tag notebook because there are lines on it for writing. Okay, now here's a piece of lace that I dyed. It's a little darker than I wanted, but that's okay. We'll just make sure that we use this someplace else. Now all I did, this was white lace, and I just hit it with some drops of mint macaron re-inker from Stampin' Up! And squished it all up and let it get some ink on there. Now I want to put this right on the edge. Make sure I've got the right end open. Okay. Make sure you're where you need to be before you glue anything down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close that one up and move it out of the way. And I want to try and center this on here. And it got a little stretched out of shape this morning when I was dyeing it, so we're going to try and see if we can't get it to go back where it needs to be. Flip it over and trim our edges off. Bob and I were out doing yard work this morning early before the steam moved in, and we wouldn't want to be out there doing anything. So the yard is mowed for at least another week, maybe 2 if we don't get any rain. Okay, so now we have this part. We need to come in with our doily. And I have stuff stacked over here ready to go. I had a packet of these doilies that I bought from Madi at Spectrum Art Creations. And I just cut one of the doilies in half. And I'm adding the glue to the solid dot there. And then to here. Okay. And as you can see, it doesn't take a lot. Remember in grade school when we thought that, you know, we had to totally cover the entire project with a thick swipe of our glue, of our paste? We don't have to do that, really. And then I've chose this sticker to go right here. And because I don't always trust the, especially Dollar Tree glue items, self-stick items, add a little Tombow to the back, and it's going to go right there. Now, if Madi still has these doilies in stock, I will link them in the description box below. Okay, so there's the outside of our belly band pocket. Okay, we're getting there. Try not to lose those pieces. Okay, so next, let's work on our tag. Now this is one I've got to remeasure because I changed it this morning. I had to trim it down a little bit. And so it's now 5 1/4. Actually, yeah, 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. And for that one, I'm using mint macaron cardstock. I have a bigger piece back here I can cut from. That one will work. Okay, so we need it to be 5 1/4 by, what did I say, 2 1/2? 2 1/2. So 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. Okay. I'm putting all my pieces away as I go, so I don't have anything hanging out that doesn't need to be. Okay, then I'm going to use my low corner rounder. Now, I did not do anything to the tag on the inside except put a whale tail tab on it, okay? And for this one, now this one I did the flowers on the outside. For this one, I've done the hearts. So I'm going to come back in and pull a piece of scrap paper from the hearts. And that's what I'm going to punch my whale tail from. Okay, and I think we can use this piece right here. I think will be wide enough. Yes, it will. Okay. The idea is I'm trying to use up as much of this paper pack as I can while I'm doing this challenge. Now remember, this All Things Altered is an open collab. Anybody can play along, get stuff out, and just play. My OCD in me won't let me just play. I have to create something with a purpose. So that's why I decided I'd use this paper pad that I wasn't sure I liked in the beginning and turn it into something really pretty. Okay, so this one we wind up covering the entire whale tail. And we're going to put it right in the center, or as close to the center as we can get. Center is relevant, isn't it? And you want to make sure to put your tab on the top that you don't round your corners, because the rounded corners are going to help this slide in and out of your pocket easier. It will help it go in and out of here so much easier. Now there is one thing we're going to do, because see how this is open on the end? All I did was took my Tombow and I did like a little 1/4 inch scribble of glue on that corner, just to hold that corner closed. I still need to be able to get in and out of the end with the notebook, and I still need to get in and out of the top with my tag. That's why this card is so much smaller than I would normally have cut it. If I was just sealing the ends, I could make this probably almost 5 1/2. But the 5 1/4 is going to give me room to go in and out of the pocket. Now, let's do the fun part, and this is going to be the last part we do. And I'm going to tuck this one back in, just like that. And we're going to work on this part, okay? Now this part is the one that requires a full 12-inch wide piece of paper. And I chose paper from the collection that had lines that I could easily write on, okay? And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to punch another one of these from the mint macaron. So I'll have it ready. So let's pull out a scrap of the mint macaron. I know I've got small ones in here. Punch one of these out. Now if you don't have a whale tail punch, this is my older one from Stampin' Up, one of the original whale tails. Madi does have dies that will punch 3 different sizes of whale tails, plus she has the We Are Memory Keepers in 2 sizes that does the whale tail, and I will link those down in the description box below. Now before I close this up, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and ink this around. Bob's only home for a couple of days, so we're trying to get as much time together as we can, as well as finish up some tasks around the house. I took off Friday and spent one night in Poplar Bluff working on my planner. Now see, I've started getting some ink on here, handling it, and I think part of that will clean up with the glue. But we're going to do this. Let me move the punch out of my way. And we're going to need our paper trimmer. Now I chose, like I said, I chose to do the cover in this, in the hearts, but I'm going to turn it this way because I want the lines running this way, which is going to be a little funky, I know. But we need to cut this, and this is another one I changed the dimension on. We need to cut this one at 2 1/4. And it's already 12 inches, so we're good there. So we're going to cut this at 2 1/4. Just like that. Now this is not our cover. This is our lines for journaling. So I'm going to do this. And what I should have done, maybe should have duplicated this one. And I think I will. I did this one in a blue, the cover. But I had this. But I want the lines on the inside of this. So let me see what we can come up with here. Let's just line this one. Is this going to be... It's a little too thin. I'm thinking here, and that's sometimes not a good thing. Let's cut this one at 2 inches too. What was that, 2 or 2 1/4? 2 1/4. And I don't know if this one is... I figured it out. Let's do this one. Is this one a full 12 inches? Let's see. No, that one's not a full 12 inches. Okay. I don't have that pad of paper over here. What I'm going to wind up doing, I think, maybe... Oh, we've got to do the green. Where did I put my green? It's the same as this. And I don't think I have a piece of it over here either. Hold that thought. Just a matter of walking around the desk. Nothing major here. But, see, this one was perfect. It had the lines on one side and it had the black and white on the other side. And I liked that. So, let's come back in with the green for the cover. Whoops, come out 2 of them. What does that give me for a cover? Now see, I like that. So let's zip this out. Oh, it's going to be 12, duh. And go 6 inches. Yeah. No. No. We only need this one to be... I'm being attacked back here. 2 1/4 by 12. 2 1/4. There we go. Now we're on the right track. Okay, so this one, here's what we can do. That will work. The only thing I want to make sure that I do is when I put this on the inside, there we go, and let's do that. And that one seems to be a little wider. No, it's 2 1/4. And that one's 2 1/4. Okay, so now we're going to take this, open it up, put a little bit of our glue right in that fold, right where we folded that in half. And it will squish out a little bit and it will help secure this. Make sure we center that. just like that. Now this one I should have trimmed, I think. I think it was supposed to be a little shorter, so we can do that. Easy enough. We'll just lop that off, just like that. There we go. Now, for the... I lost it. There it is. Okay, for this, we're only going to glue one side. We're only going to glue one side. Now, the reason I chose mint macaron is because mint macaron is one of the green colors that coordinates with this paper line. Okay? And then we're going to open this up out of the way. And we're going to line that up. I really didn't want glue all the way to the top, so we will squish that off. And then that will fold over, and it will act as a clamp for that. And then we have, this one goes on the inside. Oh yeah, it's on this end. Forgot this is the left-hand page. This one will go on the left. And this one will go on the right of our journal. If I can make my fingers go in there. Just like that. And then this one will fit in the top. Just like that. So we have 2 belly bands for our All Things Altered journal that we're working on. That's going to do it for me in the studio today. Remember to come back tomorrow when we have a Try It Tuesday. Wait till you see what we're going to play with. That's it for me in the studio today. Remember to like, to share, subscribe, and create blessings.